Hi, I'm Yvette Clermont with Team Clermont of Inlanta Mortgage. I'd like to talk today about VA loans. Many agents miss out on opportunities to sell homes utilizing VA home loans. So I want to talk about some of the benefits. The first obvious one is it's 100% financing. That's phenomenal. We have very few options for 100% financing, no money down programs today. So this is definitely one of its best features. VA loans also offer an ability to be assumed, meaning that if interest rates go up down the road, they could potentially sell their home utilizing a VA assumption process, which could just be a nice selling feature for that borrower down the road. Veterans who've experienced any bankruptcy or foreclosure also have a reduced waiting period for when they have to wait to apply or potentially be approved for a VA loan. So that's another great feature. If any borrowers have had any credit challenges in the past, the VA loan is a little bit more open to those challenges. If the veteran receives any compensation for VA disability, any kind of a VA connected disability, it's very likely that they will not have to pay the VA funding fee. And that ranges from about 2% up to just over 3%. So that would be a little bit of savings for them if they happen to have a VA disability. The VA loan does allow it is up to the conforming loan limits, but there are ways to get a little bit more loan than the conforming loan limits, depending on what type of entitlement they have available. And I'm very happy to run through those numbers to ensure what they can qualify for as far as how much entitlement they have available. You can use your VA loan more than once. So if a borrower and a veteran had used their VA ability for their home loan in the past, they can use it again in the future. They can use it multiple times. They just can't have multiple VA loans in place at one time. But there's a caveat to each rule, so we can certainly talk about that as well if someone happens to be relocating. Veterans can qualify for much more of a home loan than some of the other programs, so we can go deeper into their debt to income ratio, allowing a veteran to potentially purchase more of a home loan utilizing a VA loan versus any other loan program. There's no limit on seller concessions. Now, some lenders will have an overlay of a maximum amount of concessions that can be given, but this again can be very helpful to make sure that that veteran can really come in with no funds at all. Not only their down payment, of course there's none, but then the closing costs and prepaid items could also be paid for by the seller, really making this a nice benefit to that borrower and veteran. Two things to remember that are different. All VA loans do require a pest inspection, so that is something just to keep in mind. And only a spouse can be a co-borrower on a VA loan in most cases. There are, again, many rules do have, there can be some exceptions, so there are ways to review and see if that's possible, but in most cases, if there is a co-borrower, it does have to be the borrower's spouse, the actual veteran's spouse. So if you have more questions on VA loans, please think of me and my team, Yvette Clermont, Team Clermont of Inlanta Mortgage. I can be reached for questions or texts at 941-201-5847. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you.